All right, let's get ready for some Boxing Day football. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into Southampton versus West Ham.
Oh, yeah, should be a good one.
Definitely. You guys sent us some great pre-match analysis, and, well, we're ready to break it down, figure out what it all means, and get you ready for the match.
Should be a cracker. Lots of excitement surrounding this one.
Southampton are fighting to stay in the Premier League, while West Ham are looking to, well, to climb that table.
Right, exactly. And you always have to remember the historical significance of these Boxing Day matches.
Oh, absolutely, the Boxing Day fixtures. They're always a bit special.
Oh, totally, yeah. Always add a little bit extra, a bit of spice to the Premier League. And for Southampton, it's a chance to kind of change their Boxing Day story.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're sitting at the bottom of the table. And, well, they desperately need a win. But how bad is it, really? Like, what are the chances that a team at the bottom on Christmas Day can actually stay up?
Well, it's not looking good. I mean, if you look at the history, only 4 teams in the entire history of the Premier League have managed to escape relegation after being bottom at Christmas. So the odds are definitely stacked against them. And especially considering they are, 8 points from safety at the moment? I mean, that's a tough ask. It's a really tough ask at this point in the season. And, you have to feel for their new manager, Ivan Jurić. He's walked into a difficult situation, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you have to think that 5-0 drubbing by Spurs at home a few weeks ago is still pretty fresh in everyone's minds.
Absolutely, yeah.
It seemed like their defense just completely fell apart in that match.
Yeah.
And looking at the stats, it's not just a one-off. I mean, they've let in 3 goals or more in 4 of their last 5 home league games.
Yeah, it's a worry. It's definitely a worry. They've just been leaking goals left, right, and center, especially at home. So that's a massive concern. I mean, it's not exactly what you want to see heading into a must-win game like this. But on the flip side, it might actually be a good thing for the neutral fans who want to see some goals.
Yeah, that's true. More excitement. So while Southampton are trying to figure out their defensive woes, West Ham are actually coming into this match on a bit of a high, aren't they? A 3-match unbeaten run.
Yeah, they're in decent form, aren't they? That's right. They're unbeaten in 3. And, those results have really eased the pressure on David Moyes. There were even rumors he might get sacked a couple weeks ago, but, he seems to have turned things around.
Yeah, for now anyway. But what about their away form? How have they been doing on the road?
Well, that's where things get a little bit more, a little more complicated because their away form hasn't been quite as impressive. They've only won once in their last 7 away league matches.
Yeah, but hang on. Didn't they score in 6 of those 7 away games?
That's right.
So it sounds like they can find the back of the net, but they're maybe a bit leaky at the back as well.
Yeah, you're right.
So maybe we're in for a high-scoring game. Even if West Ham haven't scored 5 goals in a Premier League match since 2009, if I'm remembering correctly.
2009, that's a long time. But yeah, I think you're right. This could be a really open end-to-end kind of match. And thinking about individual battles, there's one that could really set this game alight. The matchup between Southampton's Jan Bednarek and West Ham's Jarrod Bowen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Bednarek scored that winner against West Ham on Boxing Day a couple years ago, didn't he?
That's the one, yeah.
And Bowen, I mean, he loves a late goal. All 5 of his goals this season have come in the second half. It's going to be an exciting watch.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting to see how they both perform under pressure, especially late in the game. And actually, speaking of pressure, there's a stat about Southampton that really jumped out at me. They're the only team in the entire Premier League who haven't won a single game where they were leading at halftime.
Really?
They've drawn one and lost one.
I can't believe that. That's crazy. It's almost like they panic when they go ahead. It makes you wonder if Jurić will play it a bit safer in this match. Really focus on that defense, especially because they need a win so badly. But then again, sitting back and inviting pressure could backfire against a team like West Ham. It's a tough call. What do you think? Attack or defend?
That's a great question, and I honestly don't know the answer. It's such a tough one, isn't it? Because if they go all-out attack, yeah, they might concede late goals. But if they just sit back, they might not create enough chances to win. It's a real dilemma for Jurić. He's got a lot to think about. He needs to find that balance, that sweet spot between attack and defense. And, this isn't just any game for Southampton, is it? This is a relegation 6-pointer.
Yeah, that's right. Because if they win, that's 3 points for them, and it denies West Ham 3 points. So it's like a 6-point swing in the table.
Massive, massive. So the stakes are high. And I think that's what makes this game so intriguing. You've got these contrasting styles, these individual battles we've talked about, and of course, the historical context of Boxing Day.
Yeah, all the ingredients for a classic Boxing Day match.